Callum, greetings. What are you doing here today? Callum says early one today. Yes, indeed. Witcher Wednesdays was canceled last night, regrettably, because of Streamlabs issues, software issues. So I thought I might do a little pop-up stream today to make up for it and to check my settings because I had to reload the Streamlabs software. It wouldn't update. What's that about? But it wouldn't update, but it also wouldn't let me go live with the unupdated version. Super annoying. At any rate, the good news is I have the current version of Streamlabs, and I added a tip page if you have PayPal. And that I put the link in the pinned comment, but I will also put it in the video description. Let me do that real quick. Callum says, sorry I haven't been here for a while. I was up last night for The Witcher. Oh, I'm sorry. I hate to disappoint you. I had it all scheduled and figured out, and I went online and Streamlabs wouldn't load. Callum says, everyone must be sleeping. Yeah, but you're awake, and I appreciate that. Benz is here. Ben says, hey, Super Antonio, I was able to become a legend of the East yesterday. Well done, friend. You certainly are a legend. And Callum says, W. Benz. Callum, how have you been? I've missed you. I'm actually tired. I've been up for a while. I get up early and I work out. So I'm all worked out. Did my jump ropes and I walked the dog. And as I was walking back, I thought, let's do an early stream and see who's up or who's here. Just hang out for a bit with you guys. Callum says, currently 4 p.m. here. Sun's shining. Ben says, thanks, Callum. It's a day for the water, Callum says. Ben says, those pesky gambler challenges. Gambler 9 was the toughest one for me. It's the toughest one for everyone, Ben's. And Ben says, it's 11 here. Callum says, I've just been chilling out, playing FIFA, mainly, and helping around the house. I've missed you too, Super Antonio. And Callum says, no school today, Ben's? Yes. School comes first. You guys should be in school. Note that we have a daylight camp for these day pop-up streams. And I had a super long comment to read you. This guy wrote a novel on an old video, a 4-year-old video about horses. And I just wanted to share it. Where is it? Yeah, it's a 4-year-old video. The top 10 greatest horses for John post-game in Red Dead Redemption 2. And that video came out, I'm looking it up right now, 4 years ago, and it has 170,000 views. Well done, Super Antonio. Callum says, missed the days when I used to get out early from school. Okay, I assume it's a gentleman. His name is Mad Dog, XC2ZV. And he writes, the Andalusian Perlino coat is available since Chapter 2, at least for many years now, near the waterfall where Arthur finds and helps the recently widowed woman, Charlotte. There's tons of later videos on how to get here on YT as one of your first and also one of the best starting horses. I really love that horse. But as mentioned, is available to Arthur, if not forever, at least for years now, during Chapter 2. Favorite 5 horses for John, as of my choice. The Black Overo, Rachel, of course. Silver or Blackwater Turkoman, my preferred breed horse overall. Arabian Rose Bay, and Missouri Foxtrotter Silver Dapple Pinto, said to be the horse with the best stats of the game, not included just the ones shown by the game, but also perceived or hidden ones. I also like many others, Splash White American Paint, of course, Buell, that you can get with John if you finish the Hamish set of missions later, at least the last one with the Gigantic Boar, Andalusian Perlino Coat, Hungarian Halfbred, any Turkman. They're brave as heck. Black Arabian, the Red Chestnut, and the Warped Brindle Arabian are cool, but for Arabian, at the moments you can use them in the game, I'd stick with the white, black, and rose gray coats without hesitating. Gray and Tiger Stripe Mustangs, the Ravencoat Shire, may be the bravest horse in the game, but the other stats. Also have a soft spot for some Appaloosa. They're reliable and easy to ride. And those top 5, I would have the White Arabian for the game start and speed and some fun. Not a fan of thoroughbreds, guess it's personal, nor Nakotas. They're afraid of even spiders at bonding level 4, and Morgans can't even be considered horses in this game. But the game has now 5 or 6 years and the stables are still locked at 4 simultaneous horses. At least the modding community could have fixed that, but it might be extremely difficult. Great video. It's very hard to choose the best horses, both during the main story and also the epilogue. Thanks and congrats. Still very accurate and informative after the 4 years it's been posted. Well, I appreciate you watching an old video. Those old videos are still popular. What's that about? And thank you for your comment. Callum says, 4 years, darn, that's far away now. Yes, indeed, Callum. And Ben says, maybe someday I'll get the Legend of the East as Arthur, but I still have only 20 challenges done as him. Callum says, I'd love to get 100% complete Red Dead Redemption 2, but I don't have the patience and time for that. All we have is time, Callum. And Callum says, cool to hear people still interacting on your old videos. Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy. Callum says, I used Buell on my Bad Honor playthrough on the epilogue. I didn't get to play any video games yesterday. I really wanted to play Witcher 3, and I didn't have time. And also, I should be using this time to work on Free Roam Fridays. But I'm not. I'm hanging out with you guys. I don't think we have any footage for Free Roam Fridays. So as soon as I knock off with you, I will have to work on that. Callum says, probably going to get a job next door to me at the butcher's. It'll give me something to do while I still have this hand thing on to keep my knuckle good. Yeah, that'll be fun. If you can, yeah. Yeah, I heartily approve, Callum. And Ben says, I've made a new addition to my stable. Got the Dapple Thoroughbred named Cisco, and the Iron Grey Ardennes Arthur named Ironside. Great names. And Callum says, can't complain with a bit of extra coin. Yes, indeed, Callum. You should invest some of it if you have a bit of extra coin. Do you use pounds or euros over there? Like if you have you can invest even as little as 10 euros. If you have like a Robinhood account or an E-Trade, I'd recommend Robinhood. You can use it on your phone. And you don't have to buy full shares. You can buy fractional shares. So instead of Amazon is like $150 around. How much is Amazon these days? I should know that off the top of my head. AMZN stock. It is 171.35. Okay, so you don't have to buy like a full share. Like if you don't, I don't know what that is in like pounds, probably like $20, 20 euros or something. But you can buy a fractional. You can buy it in like pound. You can like buy like 10 quids worth or 17 quids worth, and then you would have, approximately 10%. So you don't have to buy full shares, and it's an easy way to get into the market and to start building wealth. Ben says, I did have to sacrifice my Appaloosa stable slot for the thoroughbred, unfortunately. Appaloosas are relatively easy to get, Ben. So the next time you want one, you can get one again. I don't like looking at my phone on stream, but we're a little busier in the morning, so I cannot devote all my time to you guys like I usually do. Sadie's here. She's tired. She's tired. Here she is. She had a long walk. 6 viewers in the chat. Welcome, friends. Just kind of hanging out because we missed Witcher Wednesdays. On Wednesdays, regrettably, we did not Witcher. So I thought we'd hang out a little bit today and catch up. Ben says, I was really stuck. I wanted to ride the thoroughbred since I own the Ultimate Edition, but I was also thinking of the Strawberry Andalusian as well. And Callum says, just had to get a wasp out of my sister's room. Well done, Callum. You're acting like a responsible brother. That's one of the jobs of brothers. Get rid of, and boyfriends. Get rid of wasps and spiders. Luckily, it's not a giant wasp, a giant killer wasp like you would get down under. I went off on a Fallout rabbit hole for Nuka-Cola, the Nuka-Cola girl poster, which I kind of want. Kind of one of those posters for the kitchen. Bottle caps, Nuka-Cola bottle caps, as you know, are the item of currency in the game Fallout. But what I like is down below in the vaults, they just have like unlimited supplies of Nuka-Cola. They must have a distillery down there or something. Because, and I don't think they use the bottle caps downstairs. Callum says the butcher job would be 8 to 6 at 50 pounds a day. Can't really complain. And Eric says, hey, Super Antonio. Greetings, Eric. Welcome. Yeah, so take 5 of those pounds per day, 25 a week, and open a Robinhood account and start investing, my friend. And the rest you can spend on devil's lettuce and haircuts. But take some of that 10% and put it in a Robinhood account or some kind of online investment and start building your wealth. And anyone who's listening, 6 viewers in the chat, start doing that. It's very helpful. So you, at some point, will not have to rely on your employer or other people or other businesses for survival. And also it's pure capitalism. You're buying and selling stocks, at the market price. And it's wonderful when it works and you feel like the world's biggest idiot when it doesn't, but most of the time you feel like the Wolf of Wall Street, even with 25 pounds invested. Ben says, my sisters freak out about any bug, and I have 3 sisters, so I have a lot on my plate. And Callum says, so does mine, Ben. Yes, it's a natural, it's It's a natural inclination. Callum says, I have 3 sisters and one I was never told about. Never seen or spoken to her, though. It'll probably stay that way. And Callum is laughing at devil's lettuce and haircuts. Yeah, just save a little bit of it. And chips. Devil's lettuce, haircuts, and chips. And then 5 pounds a day, just sock it away for your Robinhood account. Ben says, I wish there was a way to get the Mahogany Bay Tennessee Walker as John, probably in the 1.0 version. I have never seen the Mahogany Bay Tennessee Walker at the Sandony Horse Glitch. And believe me, friend, I have exploited the heck out of that glitch. Callum says, gonna put some of the money I get from when I'm 18 into stocks and stuff. You can do that now if you got a PayPal account. Eric says, I drove 16 hours yesterday on my way to Murfreesboro, Tennessee. The whole landscape looks like Red Dead Redemption 2. Saw campfire smoke billowing through the mountain trees and shouted, O'Driscoll's! Wife was not happy. Yeah, Eric, I don't know what to say except a happy wife equals a happy life. And also, too bad you didn't have time for a routine camp inspection. But it's nice thinking about the game. It's nice. I like those moments where you just live in the game in your head or you remember moments. Right now, I am experiencing that sensation with The Witcher 3. Ben says, I like having an Arthur save file so I can mess around with as him, but really only play as John since I have the Legend of the East and all of my stuff unlocked. I prefer to play as Arthur, but you know that. Callum says, hope you're enjoying yourself, Eric. Yeah, a 16-hour drive, that is a workout in itself. Cruz says, let's go, listening to you passively, Super Antonio, but glad to hear Fallout 3 Nuka-Cola caught your interest. There's also a Nuka-Cola factory that you can explore in Fallout 3 with more lore about the cola. Yeah, I want to get the poster, the Nuka-Cola girl, and I want to put it on the fridge. That's the only place in the kitchen where I could put it, where there's enough real estate. But I think it would look really cool there. I got the idea because a larger YouTuber, she has 3 million views, or 3 million subs, made a Nuka-Cola fridge. She got a vintage fridge and like spray painted it red and like put the Nuka-Cola logo on there. And I was like, that looks beautiful. 8 viewers in the chat. Welcome, friends. Cruz says, Fallout 3 universe has so much to it. And Ben says, I live in the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee. I like going to the rivers. Looks right out of New Hanover and Roanoke Ridge. Watch out for those Murphy broods. Callum says, I'll have $4,000 when I turn 18. Probably pay my first year of car insurance off. Then put the rest into some things I want. And put some away into stocks and save the rest. That sounds like a plan, Callum. Cruz says, also, do you rely a lot on your stock dividends for income, Super Antonio? A little busy right now, can't say much else. Yes, I do. That's my main source of income, is not this, is from trading stocks, from day trading and swing trading. Not so much dividends, but I do recommend dividends if you're starting out. Miko's here. Greetings, Miko. Miko says, hello, Super Antonio and Sadie. Hello, Benz, Callum, Cruz. Didn't know there was a scheduled stream at this time. Miko, there is not. Just kind of did a pop-up because we were not able to stream for Witcher Wednesdays. We had technical issues. And I don't know if you can see it. I have a scratch here. What's that about? Who did that? This one did that. Can't really blame her. She didn't mean to. She got a little frisky. And I showed it to her and I said, look what you did. Aren't you sorry? And she started licking it. Because she has tasted human blood. She has an unholy thirst for human blood. But it's like her claws. These ones are fine, but the thumbs get a little sharp, and so I have to like file those down. But she was just a little excited. We were playing tug of war. Where are we? Calm says, "Hey Cruz and Miko." Ben says, "I might be taking a vacation to Louisiana, and I might visit the real-life Braithwaite Manor. When I'm walking the path, I'm going to shout, 'Get down here now, you inbred trash.'" Well, I'd kind of shout it in my head, but you do you, Benz. That'll be fun. Calm says, "I'm going to try to sell this GTA PlayStation account I have. I don't really use it at all, but it's really good and worth a good chunk of money too." Okay, Callum. And Ben says, "I'll be right around there. I always carry a pump shotgun. The Murphys will meet the end of my barrel." And Ben says, "That chair on the right looks like the Twitter X logo. I can't unsee it." That chair. Oh, yeah. I see what you mean. And Callum says, "I don't mind the Fallout games, but I always let out a scream when an insect jump scares me. Especially those flying blood bug things." Well, it's the apocalypse, and that's basically how Serena lives. That's what it's like in Australia. I'm really glad she lets me tease her about Australia, and she doesn't get offended about that. But Australians, for the most part, I've noticed, are very kind-hearted, goodwill, good-natured people, and they have a great sense of humor, and they're always willing to laugh at themselves. And Jan Mikael says, "Hey there, mister." Greetings, Jan. And shout out to Germany. Jan, I got your comment on Arnold, and that is a great idea for a stream. I could speak about Arnold for days. I'm so impressed with him as a human being, and literally, arguably, the greatest movie star in history so far. He did so much with his life. It's just, Callum says, "I liked Fallout 4 mainly because of the mods. Makes it really fun, although it stops you from getting achievements." Okay, Callum. I don't know the game. I'm not familiar enough with the game to know about the mods. Maybe I'll play it after Witcher. But Arnold, it's like Arnold, every one of his achievements is enough for a life, okay? It's like you come over to America and you become a 4-time Mr. Universe, okay? That's great. You come to America and you start a construction business and become a millionaire through real estate, okay? Fantastic. You come to America and you have one hit movie. You star in one hit movie. And that's amazing. You come to America and you become an international movie star. You come to America and you marry a Kennedy. You come to America and you become governor of California, which is like that state has a bigger GMP than most countries. It has a bigger GMP than France, or did, when he was governor. I don't know about now. Or how about you come to America and you do all of that in one life? What's that about? I'm so impressed with him as a human being, and of course he's flawed. There's been scandals, of course, but nobody's perfect, and he achieved so much. And I have a theory on how he did that. It's all through the discipline he developed as a bodybuilder. That's what you can do with your life if you have like a singular focus, discipline is a muscle that you can exercise just like regular muscles. It's like, and he was able to hone his discipline to such an superhuman extent that, he was able to build an amazing, perfect life and legacy. Callum says, I like follow. Well, no, we read that. Callum says, what company stocks have you made the most from? Amazon, Tesla, uh, Coinbase. I like the cruise lines, Royal Caribbean, Carnival Cruise, Norwegian Cruise Lines. Then there's a lot of like fuel cell companies like Plug and F-Cell, Intel, of course, Peloton, it's a meme stock, Starbucks, Apple. But, just when you're starting out, invest in companies you believe in or that you actually endorse. Like, do you shop at Amazon? Click on an Amazon link, please. Then buy some Amazon stock. If you go to Starbucks, buy to Starbucks. If your girlfriend likes Sephora, Sephora is a very popular stock. If you like Chipotle, overpriced, buy some Chipotle. Buy stocks from companies you endorse, respect, or admire, if that makes sense. If you want a Tesla, buy some Tesla. Tesla is a very good investment. But I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not a financial advisor. I think I have to say that legally. This is not a finance channel. I don't offer that kind of advice, even though I just did. And basically, you can start out doing a thing called paper trading, where you just like follow some companies you like and see how they do in a week. Just bookmark their stock prices, and then just pretend you bought 100 shares at this price, and how much would it be at this price at the end of the week? And you could see how much money you would make or lose. Ben says, Australians are the type of people to see a rattlesnake as cute and would try to pet it, and say good day. And then they would also try to eat it, Ben's. Callum says, would love to see you play a Saints Row game. Okay, I'll put it in the queue. Jan Mikael says, and he had a sword from Conan in his office as a governor. Yeah, Jan, he was/is a legend. Callum says, Tesla stocks are really good from what I've heard. I'd definitely be one of the first ones I'd put money into. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Tesla, I believe, Callum. And Jan said, imagine our federal chancellor having a big ass sword in his office. Well, Jan, maybe he does in his castle. I mean, you Europeans, you Germans, you do like your swords. Callum says, thanks for the tip, Super Antonio. Thank you, Callum, for being here. Appreciate it. Yeah, Arnold would have definitely made a run for president and maybe made president if he had been born in the US of A. But I don't think he would have had the same discipline and the same kind of life if he had been born here. Part of it is being born in Austria and believing in the idea of America and believing in the American dream and living your formative years, your young years, watching American movies and dreaming about coming over here and creating something magnificent with your life. And I really respect and admire that. Callum says Saints Row is on PS Plus also, and Saints Row 3 is the best run. Okay, what's going on? Saints Row, a row of saints. Saints Row 4. What's going on here? What's going on in Wikipedia? The game's open world nature allows players to freely explore a simulation of the fictional city of Steelport while completing main and side missions at their leisure. It incorporates science fiction elements and continues the series' reputation for over-the-top parody. Thwarting a terrorist threat, 5 years into their governance, they find themselves trapped, along with members of their gang, the Third Street Saints, after an alien empire known as the Zin attack the Earth and capture them. Interesting. Ben says, I was thinking about it earlier, and I'm making his outfit in Red Dead 2. Buster Scruggs is one of my favorite Western characters. Dude was great for 15 minutes. I like the song that the guy that kills him sings. I can't remember it right now. It is one movie that I miss from Netflix. It's not enough to get a Netflix account, but I do miss it. I wish I still frequented that bay that certain sailors like Captain Jack Sparrow frequent, so I could get so I could see it again, but I don't do that anymore. Ben says Surly Joe, yes. Cool, Cool the Water. That's the song he sings. That actor, I cannot remember his name, is in a great movie called Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And they're doing yard work outside because it's the morning. I apologize for that, friends. What's that about? 8 viewers in the chat. Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Just kind of hanging out. We missed the Witcher Wednesday, but it will return next Wednesday. And we added a PayPal tip link in the pinned comment and in the description of this video. Along with my Amazon affiliate links, which is a very easy way to support the channel at no additional cost to you. If you shop on Amazon, I do believe in the products that I link and endorse, or this one down here uses it, and obviously I would get a commission if you bought any of those products. But however, if you just click on one of those links, I will get a commission from any product you purchase off Amazon. What's that about? So basically, if you use my link to get to Amazon and you have Amazon Prime, or you are, you're already shopping on Amazon, I'll get a slice of whatever you buy at no additional cost to you. It's really easy. It's a really easy way to support the channel. I would appreciate it. Sadie would appreciate it. And we can keep this party going. Callum says, Netflix has been making some good series recently. And Ben says, don't let my white duds and pleasant demeanor fool you. I too have been known to violate the statutes of man. I love that line. I do too, Benz. I'll try to say it on the second channel, perhaps. Callum says, sadly missed the Marston Mondays. Fell asleep 30 minutes before it went live. And we're live. No worries, Callum. I'm glad you're here now. Appreciate you, friend. Let's look it up. Buster Scruggs quotes. The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, 2018. Let's see if we can find a good one. Sir, it seems that you're no better a judge of human beings than you are a specimen of one. Just on a brief inventory, I'd say you could use yourself a shave and a better disposition. And lastly, if you don't mind me aspersing your friends, a better class of drinking buddies. You know the story, but people can't get enough of them, like little children, because, well, they connect the stories to themselves, I suppose, and we all love hearing about ourselves, as long as the people in the stories are us, but not us. Not in the end, especially. Cruz says, and you can't have a party without any lights, at least nowadays, LOL. Yes, well said, Cruz. Yeah, keeps the lights on, keeps the wolves away from the door, and I always appreciate it. 11 viewers in the chat. Welcome, friends. Callum says, just going to message my friend. I'll be back in a sec. And Ben says, Buster might have the highest durability of any Western character. He stood for a solid 30 seconds after getting shot in the head, took his hat off, and then died. Yes, Ben's. It was very dramatic. Callum says, back. Callum says, Buster had that plot armor. And Cruz says, Doc Holliday was the most badass cowboy. In my opinion, he was certainly a huckleberry. Surly Joe, the gambler, he will gamble nevermore. His days of stud and hold'em, they are done. It was long about last April. He stepped into this saloon, but he never really took to anyone. Surly Joe, or wherever he's damned now, I don't know. He was slick, but I was slicker. He was quick, but I was quicker. And the table stopped his ticker, Surly Joe. I crack me up. Oh, this is my coffee cup. It's a Yeti mug that is purple as opposed to my green tea mug, which is teal green. Last Christmas present from my mother. She likes the smell of coffee. She doesn't drink coffee, but she likes it. She associates it with me in morning walks. I got the teal one first because I love that color. And these things come in an infinite variety of colors, the Yeti mugs. And so I sent my mother the Amazon link for the purple one and said that I want that for Christmas. And she got it for me. And there was a point when I wanted these in literally every color they had, kind of like they're doing on TikTok with, I don't know what those bottles are called. But anyways, it's the same, it's got a powder coating. They're impossible to break. They do kind of chip, which is annoying. What's that about? But I've got the purple one and the teal one and a stainless steel one, which I have not shown you. Callum says, getting cheeky, the vape. Getting a cheeky THC vape. Next Friday, as I'm out of the devil's lettuce, and would like to see if they're any good. Okay, Callum, I don't know anything about that. Have fun. This one found a vape in the park. It was pink. And she was like, what's that? And I was I told her to stay away from it. Don't even look at it. But she was very curious because she had never seen anything like that before. Callum says, I love the color teal. It's very vibrant. Yeah, I do. I also love the color teal. I don't wear it. I think it's too feminine to wear, but it's a beautiful color. And it's one of my favorite colors. Ben says, for me, if I had to rank my top 5, it would be in order. Charlie from Open Range, Buster is 4, The Man with No Name is 3, Josh Faraday from The Magnificent 7, and the Doc is number 1. Okay, Benz, that's a good list. Cruz says, stainless steel is always the safest color. Callum says, can I see the teal bottle? No, it's the green tea mug. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll go get it. Okay. See, you've seen this one before. Let's see. It's getting a little reflection. But this is my morning coffee mug. And this is my afternoon green tea mug. What's that about? I do have my certain rituals and patterns that are important to me. Callum says, leaving vapes in the park is a bad act. Yeah, it's like, what if some kid found it? But, I think they just kind of dropped it and forgot it, or it fell out of somebody's purse. Ben says, the Magnificent Seven from 2016 was really good, in my opinion. I, of course, prefer the 1968 version, which we did on a Saturday movie stream when we were still doing movies on this channel. Cruz says, you can always start by wearing that color on stream, Super Antonio, one step at a time. Yeah, it's just too colorful for me personally. I mean, the Superman shirt is about as colorful as I get. I wear a lot of blacks and grays. Callum says, that looks nice. May have to get myself one of them when I go fishing. Yeah, they're on Amazon. I'll put a link. Yeah, I'll put an affiliate link. That's a great idea. Make a note of that, Morgan. Yeti Amazon links. And Ben says, my family thinks I'm weird since I'm 14 and watch Westerns from the 50s, 60s, and 30s. Well, you like Westerns, Ben's. There's nothing wrong with that. It's very iconic. And you like this game. And you're still growing. Your tastes are developing. And you're developing a personality and your own... you're going your own way. And this is one way that you're doing it, is you like Westerns. That's okay. A cowboy's life. Callum says, least it's something you enjoy, Ben's. Nothing wrong with that. Exactly. It's basically wholesome, I would say. Ben says, I love going back to the roots and seeing where the Western genre started. Red Dead 1 felt like a Sergio Leone movie. Yes, I'm sure it was very, if not directly inspired by Sergio Leone. Especially how, what's his name? Maximo says that certain parts of the landscape remind him of Almeria, which is where Sergio Leone filmed The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Almeria is in Spain, and it kind of looks like the American Southwest. Kind of, not really. I believe it's the same latitude. It kind of works, kind of looks like Mexico. But, you can really, like, the landscape looks so much better with Roman centurions marching over it and, war elephants by Hannibal. But, it kind of worked for the Wild West. Jan says, as a kid, I always found shows like Bonanza boring. Great theme song, Bonanza. But since I know that one of the Daltons wrote an American Paint, I think that show is pretty neat. I haven't seen it in years. It might be on Amazon. I'll have to check that out. But I do remember they had great horses on that game, of course. Ben says, I'm going to watch No Country for Old Men sometime today. I'm excited for it. Yeah, Ben's No Country is what I would call a modern Western, and Thanos is in it. You can look for Thanos. What's that about? Callum says, what's the plans for the rest of the day, Super Antonio? I got to get working. I got to get working on both channels. And Free Roam Fridays. Got to figure out what we're going to do there. Knock out some missions. Feed this one. She's waiting for the end of the stream so I can feed her. And I got one workout in. I want to get a second workout in the evening or the afternoon, evening. Also her second walk. What else? What else? Yeah. I mean, it'll be, a regular day. Working on the channel, watching the market, get a little workout in, playing with the dog. Ben says, it was hilarious to learn that Clint Eastwood is allergic to horses. I guess that explains the squinty eyes and gravelly voice. Yeah, that's Clint for you. He also had an amazing career. He became mayor. He was mayor of Marin County, which is in California somewhere, but he didn't try to become governor. I'm sure he could have if he'd had political ambitions. I saw a picture of him now. He's in his 90s, and sadly, he is finally looking his age. He's got a big gray beard, but, he's allowed to age, of course. It's just that we know him. We have this mental image of him, this vision of him in our mind, and we've grown up with him, and we're familiar with him. And when you see the reality of him, of what he looks like now, it's very disconcerting and kind of sad. Callum says, are you still going through the chapters on your Arthur playthrough? I've missed a few of them. We are in theory, Callum. We have not. Odog wants me to do a Bad Honor playthrough, and I agreed to it, but we're not even out of chapter 2 yet. I haven't really started it. Ben says, Dirty Harry is a great series, speaking of Bad Honor. And Jan says, I think it was the Little Joe in the American Paint. That was exactly like Javier's horse. Little Joe, he became Highway to Heaven. Was that Highway to Heaven? And Little House on the Prairie. I can't remember his name right now. Michael Landon. And his daughter is on a Western called Yellowstone. So how's that for a legacy? Yeah, it's fun to stream this early because we get a different cross section of viewers and more Europeans. Shout out to the German and Irish cowboys in the chat. Callum says, I'd love to see Arthur on the Bad Honor playthrough in chapter 3. By far my favorite chapter. Love the camp spot and how happy everyone is. Well, they're not going to be happy with Arthur there. Yeah, we are going to turn the Free Roam Fridays Bad Honor Arthur into a Bad Honor playthrough at some point. We'll knock out a mission this Friday, but I still have to grab supplies. We're running low on big game. And so we're going to grab some big game and take some footage of the corrals. There's Sadie. She's hungry. She's a hungry girl. Hop, hop. Say hi to the chat. Tell everyone to like and subscribe. Say hi to Miko and Benz and Callum and Jan. I don't think Jan has ever seen Sadie the channel dog. Can you hear her crunch? She enjoys that potent canine bait, which is 1 unit of peanut butter and 1 unit of banana. Craft that together and you have potent canine bait. Cam says, oh yeah, I said no to Mary when she asked me to help her with her dad, and I got the bronze medal. I'll definitely not be doing that again. Yeah, you got to help Mary. I mean, there's no way not to. You can say no to the date, but, I'm sentimental about that. Can't turn down a date. Callum says, hey, Sadie. And Cruz says, do a hardcore playthrough once, Super Antonio, where you limit your satchel inventory and try to play without map and more crafting. Well, Cruz, technically, because I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't even know about the Legend of the East Satchel. My first playthrough was like that, and it was super hard. I was eating a lot of cans. I didn't even really know about cooking. Jan says, it's not the first time I've seen Sadie, but since I live in Germany, I barely have a chance to see her live. Yeah, I'm glad you did, Jan. I'll try to do more of these morning streams for the Euros. Cruz says, you have the skill set for it, Super Antonio. Maybe you'll appreciate the approach. Well, I've been playing without the map. I mean, without the mini map, the radar, because it's just more convenient for taking these nature shorts. And you just have to like flip up to get it. So yeah, and I kind of like how it looks cinematically. And also you can't, it's like I cover it up when with the in the lives, but usually I'm not playing with the map anymore. Callum says, had to do it for the Bad Honor playthrough. And Callum says, wish I could replay my first ever playthrough. I rushed it too much and didn't stop for side missions or get my satchels done. Yeah, same. I wish I could like reset my cache and play it all over again, because I was so obsessed and concerned with what is going to happen with the plot and what's going to happen next and what's happening with Arthur. I think after Guarma, I pretty much just speed run. No, yeah, when Guarma started, I speed run all the to chapter 6 because I needed to see what happens and how the story would resolve, how it would end. I didn't take my time. I wish I would. I wish I had. But, 4 years later, I'm still playing this game, so we kind of took our time. Oh, speaking of 4 years later, and Callum says, I only started doing all that stuff when I discovered your channel. Okay, that's good to know. Then my work here is done, Callum. Speaking of almost 10 years later, okay, I started watching Mr. Robot last night, which I saw when it came out. But, however, Mr. Robot came out in 2010, and it's about a hacker in New York City. And comparing it to Fallout, which you can't, but I compare it to Fallout because Fallout is the latest modern TV series I've seen. And it's just head and shoulders better than Fallout, Mr. Robot. It's better writing, better acting, better plot, more engaging characters. I really think like the decade before this one is going to become the golden age of television with series like Mr. Robot and Mad Men and Breaking Bad, and The Walking Dead. It's like, and I think the modern movies and TV have lost something, lost an essential element of storytelling with a focus more on visuals and diversity and CGI. But basic storytelling has suffered because the story in Mr. Robot is so much more engaging and captivating than Fallout. The most interesting thing about Fallout for me is the visuals and the graphics, and and that girl is kind of charming. Okie dokie. But Mr. Robot is on a whole different level. Highly recommend Mr. Robot. Cruz says, in the remastered That'll Never Happen, they need to adjust the camera angle to have panned out further as an option. And the one thing I hate about PlayStation is the refund system is probably the worst in the world. Callum says that. And Cruz continues, have the auto horse riding feature available during missions so you don't have to hold the A the whole time. Makes playing the game more enjoyable. Oh, and also add some sort of sights to the bow. LOL. Yeah, that bow, free aiming that bow. takes there's a little bit of knack to that. Cruz says, if you get the poster Super Antonio, the Fallout poster, you have to play Fallout 3. Only right. I agree, Cruz. I absolutely agree. Callum says, no good monthly PS Plus games this month. Well, Callum, the month is almost over. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Cruz. We need to do a Fallout playthrough. Fallout Fridays sounds great, but we can't do that because it's a free roam Fridays. On Fridays we free roam. That's written in stone. It's mandated. It's not in the channel description, but it should be. But I do like the sound of Fallout Fridays. It's going to be Fallout Wednesdays though. Ben says, after completing The Legend of the East, I don't really have a new story playthrough and save file. Going back to square one and losing all my stats. Yeah, that's hard to do, Ben. It just depends on how much you love the game and how much you love Arthur. And Cruz says, let's go. Yeah, okay, Cruz. We'll get to it. Just can't drop everything. At any rate, friends, that's about all I have for you tonight, or today, this morning. Just wanted to check in with you guys, 8 viewers in the chat. Really appreciate you being here. I'll try to do these random morning streams more often, just to check in with you guys. And I apologize for Witcher Wednesdays being canceled. We shall return to tomorrow night with Free Roam Fridays. On Fridays we free roam. The Saturday Horse Show will feature what are we featuring? Let me look that up. I believe it's the Andalusians for David. Saturday Horses, the Strawberry Andalusian and also the Dark Bay Andalusian. Everyone have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your week.